Let's go again.
Ahsoka has found surer footing in Episode 3 as the characters settle into a strong and fun dynamic while working together to uncover how the Imperial loyalist Morgan Elsbeth is working to bring back Grand Admiral Thrawn. It's short but action-packed, following story beats from Star Wars: A New Hope for a new spin on what it means to be a Jedi apprentice. Most of the episode takes place aboard Ahsoka Tano's shuttle as the former Jedi, her Mandalorian apprentice Sabine Wren, and the former Jedi temple droid, Hu Yang, pursue Elsbeth. The early parts feel very much like the scenes with Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi aboard the Millennium Falcon, with Hu Yang and Ahsoka taking the travel time to train Sabine. The sequence also draws on the samurai films that were such a large inspiration for George Lucas's series, naming the Jedi blind fighting technique for Zatoichi, the blind warrior featured in numerous Japanese films from the 1960s to 1980s. Dawson and Bordizzo move fluidly in a dance that shows off both Sabine's natural combat prowess and resolve to impress Ahsoka, but also how easy it is to become frustrated with her limitations. These are enjoyable moments that help build new relationships through nostalgic techniques.
I was hoping that the urgency of our situation could expedite my training a bit.
Hu Yang delivers some sharp humor as he bluntly explains just what those shortcomings are, namely that Sabine lacks the natural talent in the Force that would have earned her a place as a Jedi Padawan. The character combines the prim, matter-of-fact manner of C-3PO and the pessimism of Rogue One's K2SO. He's undeterred by Ahsoka's chiding that his honesty is making things more difficult for Sabine, in turn jabbing at Ahsoka for being part of a line of unconventional Jedi. Given that we already know that Luke's attempt to re-establish the Jedi Order ended in disaster, Ahsoka provides an opportunity to build on the message of The Last Jedi that was abandoned when the new trilogy radically changed directions in The Rise of Skywalker.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Ahsoka has been portrayed throughout Dave Filoni's work as a sort of avatar for the light side of the Force, and her efforts to break from tradition to expand access to training have the potential to change the course of the galaxy in a way hewing to ancient rules can't. Mary Elizabeth Winstead brings a fierceness to General Hera Syndulla as she fights for resources to help Ahsoka and Sabine, questioning the courage and convictions of Senator Hamato. However, the scenes involving the New Republic are stretched a bit thin by serving as connective tissues between Ahsoka, Star Wars Resistance, Andor, and Rebels. After he wasn't mentioned at all in the first two episodes, I'm happy that the show remembered Hera's son, Jason. The cute kid is following in both of his parents' footsteps, getting into trouble with Hera's droid Chopper, and aspiring to train as a Jedi like his dad Kanan Jarrus. With the New Republic stubbornly refusing to acknowledge its Imperial remnants problem, Ahsoka's crew is on their own. The dogfighting also feels very reminiscent of the battles in A New Hope, though the stakes feel a little too low since the enemy ships can be blown up by a single hit, and Ahsoka's craft can weather a massive assault before failing. But the action looks great as the shuttle dives, spins, and eventually takes enough damage to be left floating in a shining trail of its own debris. Ahsoka and Sabine work together in a way that's so effective it must have been some fight that broke up their relationship last time. Ahsoka's decision to go outside the incapacitated ship in a spacesuit so that she can fight with her lightsaber feels like something only the brash Padawan of Anakin Skywalker would do. Hu Yang also adds some great levity to the situation, nagging them to get closer for his scans and then surrendering to Jedi protocol to allow himself to be turned off to avoid detection. The highlight of the episode is the Purrgil, the whales that carried off Thrawn and the young Jedi Ezra Bridger at the end of Rebels, and were also seen cruising through hyperspace in The Mandalorian. The atmospheric battle where ships navigate their enormous tentacles writhing through the clouds would seem like a cosmic horror anywhere else, but here it adds a strange beauty to the action. Shin Hati continues to shine as an antagonist even with very sparing words. There's some real bite to her dismissiveness of Elsbeth's attempt to stop Ahsoka, even if she didn't wind up faring better. It will be up to her imposing master, Baylan Skoll, to find Ahsoka next episode. I'm also very intrigued by what venturing into a galaxy even further away will look like, and what the status of Thrawn and Ezra is on the other side. Episode 3 of Ahsoka hews closely to Star Wars: A New Hope in its focus on Jedi training and space battles, delivering great and wondrous action along with developing a strong dynamic between its protagonists. While the show at times feels the strain of connecting so many different Star Wars properties, the focus on expanding the universe and re-examining the core definition of what it means to be a Jedi provides a lot of promising ways for the plot to continue to unfold. For more from Ahsoka, make sure to check out our review of Episode 1 and 2.